Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. There we go.
We're there.
We're here.
Haha.
We're here. Look at that.
Yes.
Thanks for dressing up.
You know, got off the trail. I was running late. I was like, that's okay.
It's all right. Can you see your... Oh, I can see your legs.
You're going. Oh, okay.
Look at that.
It's a little drafty.
Just don't spread them.
Basic instinct.
Don't do... That's...
3. Ah!
You're welcome. Sharon Stone,
Newman.
right?
Yeah.
Newman?
Yeah. Yeah. Wayne Knight.
Yeah. But I was going with her name, and I'm like,
Newman.
did she marry a Newman?
Why not?
There was Paul, and then there was... Who else is Newman? Nobody else.
Paul Newman.
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Put it in the comments.
I feel like we could probably start this episode.
Let's do it.
All right. All right. So everything's going to be a little out of sorts today. All right. Is it good podcasting? Is it good podcasting if you have gum?
It could be.
I took it out. I don't think it's what people want to hear. Alexa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I listen once I hear the wake word.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then the wake word is her name. Don't say it.
Wait.
What happens if you say her name 3 times?
Oh no. Dude, there's I saw a new Echo. That's the Echo Dot, right?
Yes,
Alexa?
that is a dot.
Have you seen the new ones? Which is like a ball.
Yes, I did see that. But
it's like small, medium, and large. So you just have like this giant Alexa boombox.
Huh.
Like, I'm assuming it's the same kind of idea.
Well,
Just like,
it should be the same interface and everything.
Yeah, I'm
but
assuming so.
I have the old one that's like a tower.
yeah, like a cylinder kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Which is good, but it's old. I don't want that.
right.
I need new stuff.
It's just,
I need the government to hear me all the time.
Right. I like that size. It's a puck.
Yeah.
You can put it wherever you want it. It's
Everybody knows
know?
Joe likes them short and girthy.
it's just like a little puck. Instead of like, where the fuck do I put this goddamn ball in the
That's true.
your Alexa
Yeah, but the
dodgeball?
ball is like it's like this big, right?
Could be.
But then you
I've
can
never
get
seen
the
it.
you can get the
Yeah.
larger one.
I've never seen it in person. I only saw it in
So you're
magazines.
saying there's 3 sizes.
There's 3 sizes.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it's just like kind of a small snow globe size, and then it's kind of bigger, and then there's like a dodgeball size. Like, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, but it's got to be. I mean, what do you get with that? That's just got to be like hella bass, right?
yeah, probably. So you can.
I
Just,
mean, if Sonos can do it with their small speakers, then
Alexa.
I mean, the Alexas out there, the Echoes, and all of that. They've got good sound. The old Dot did not.
Mm-hmm.
The old Dot sounded like shit. It sounded like it was coming out of a tin can.
Right.
It was not great. But the newer ones and even the old tower sounded really good.
yeah.
I'm sure there's videos of people taking them apart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There's one where a guy makes. He basically makes an Alexa using a Billy Bass. It's like, yeah.
Did I? I feel like I did see that
Maybe I
one.
showed it to you.
But then there
Yeah.
was also a bar somewhere where they have a wall of the Billy Bass.
I told you that one too.
That-
yeah.
You sent me that?
I think I sent you that one where it
Yeah.
was just all Billy Bass.
And they did
it's
it to like 80s songs or
Yeah.
something like that. And the different fish would do different parts of the song.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Like, what the fuck? And it's like, how many did you have to buy? It's
That's
like
what we're gonna do with your wall.
Yeah, mine as well.
It's gonna be Billy Bass. But I'm gonna rig it up so that every time you speak, they speak.
That'd be great. They just like
Just a bunch of fucking fish mouths moving every time you make a
God,
sound.
those were the days.
Not
man.
me though. Every time I'm talking, they get quiet
right?
and they
just
go
me.
back to sleep.
It's
and
just me. Yeah.
God, that would be
Put
great.
some lures in their mouth.
They make LEDs that will respond to sound. So why could you not do that?
That'd be cool.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I have one wish before I'm dead, and that is a Billy Bass wall.
Wall.
Is that what those are called? Billy Bass?
Yeah, Billy Bass. Yeah.
All right. It sounds weird when you say it a lot.
Billy Bass. Billy Bob Thornton. Billy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well. Today's episode is a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different. We have a guest later on.
Yes.
And I don't want to ruin it for you, but by the time we get to that point, it will have already been ruined because you will realize at the beginning of that, Joe was not here,
Right.
but now he's here. So it doesn't really make any sense in that order, but deal with it.
He's super famous.
You're famous?
What?
Or our guest is
Our
famous?
guest,
Or Billy Bass?
All of them. All
Okay.
of the above. I don't know. At this point, might as well.
Wait, later on in this
Yes.
episode, we have Shane McDonald joining us. He is a friend of ours
That's right.
from the community of stand-up comedy
Yeah.
here in the big old metropolis of Central Iowa.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Superman.
Wait, well, that's
Metropolis.
the actual metropolis. Okay, so there's a town named Metropolis, a city named Metropolis.
Yes.
But then you can also refer to a city as a metropolis.
Right.
Which one came first? Metropolis in Superman? Or did the term metropolis mean big city?
I would say the term.
Think so?
That's my guess.
I don't know. I
'Cause
feel
then
like
that-
Superman's
yeah.
been around for a while.
You think Superman ever did stand up?
You think
That'd be
ever?
great.
You think Superman doing stand up?
Or Peter Parker. It'd be more of a Peter Parker.
Out of all the
He was
people
like-
that have played, yeah, Peter Parker would definitely do that
Yeah.
shit. But of all the people that played Superman, who do you think would be most likely to have tried stand up? I know my answer. What is your answer?
Christopher Reeves.
What?
No.
I was gonna say Dean Cain. I bet Dean Cain
Ah.
would do that.
That would have been good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he hosted what was it? Ripley's Believe It or Not.
He did do that.
That was a great show.
Was that on Fox
Or
back in the day?
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, what a gig. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't have to do the work. He had to do voiceovers,
Right.
walk around a fucking warehouse and be like, oh, look at this. If you don't know what this is, we're going to tell
That
you.
was pretty fun. It was like he was walking through the actual, and maybe he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it could've
It's been a long time, but he was walking through an actual Ripley's building and being like, "Look at this," and then they tell the story. And then didn't they do like a dramatic reenactment?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Need to go back and watch some of those.
Which he was never a part of. So it was like Dateline. I guess it'd be like Lester Holt of like, here's a story.
Here's the story
All right.
of
Now a
the
commercial.
man with 3 hands.
Ooh, he could juggle.
You think you can juggle well? Well, how about this guy? What was that like?
With the hands like on his head, maybe.
Is that where the third
I don't
hand
know.
comes in?
They never specified.
I mean, there's worse
or
places.
is it coming out of his stomach and like
Well, that's like some Total Recall shit.
that would yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be palm up or palm down?
Remember that time we were talking about our guest?
Yeah, we have our guest here.
You're very close to the microphone.
Yes.
You got to get back to normal.
Well,
When we were with our guest, you were like this. You were like this the whole time.
Yes. What
Because
is-
we didn't have these.
That's right.
But now you can be
now we're
back to
cool.
normal.
Now we're cool.
Now we're definitely cool, especially in those shorts.
Yeah.
They don't leave much to the imagination.
You know, it's winter and
Go on YouTube. I'm gonna do Ken Burns zoom in.
Hey. I figured it's early November time to break them out.
Yeah.
Extra.
That's the best time to bring out the tight shorts.
Keep them cool. Just keep it cool. Yeah.
So I think what we're gonna do, I mean, this episode's gonna be long enough without all of our bullshit at the beginning.
Fair.
So we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna have our friend Shane McDonald
Here we go.
on the mic.
Buckle up.
So any parting words?
Check it out. Check it out.
Oh, we're professional.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this.
See ya.
Okay, test. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Perfect. You sound like you're in a fucking like helicopter. And I'm in the you're the pilot and I'm in the back seat. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I can change my backdrop to like the inside of an Apache, right? Can I do that?
I'm
Is that a
pretty
possibility?
sure you could. My dog's freaking out upstairs. I think that fuckface just showed up. I think he might be coming in.
Oh,
By the way, what's the FCC rules on the podcast? Like, is there certain things that I shouldn't talk about? Is it
Is it
You
fair game?
should
I
not-
mean, like what's
It's pretty much
What's your
fair
guys'
game. It's fair game. You should probably avoid talking about raping kids. You should probably avoid talking about. Oh, look.
obviously?
Somebody decided to show up.
Hey.
Well,
what's up,
hello.
Joe?
Oh my gosh. I apologize to both of you.
It's quite the outfit.
Well, I was biking on the special trail.
Here, hold on. There you go.
No shit, huh? You were biking?
Yes. It was a stiff south wind.
Do you need clothes?
I don't know. I'm in your house.
I say go. Joe, you're looking great. I just say go.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you see us all right, Shane?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, I can see all
Rock
great.
on.
We just spent an hour and a half going through audio options.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you, Shane. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Yeah.
God, I feel like it's been forever since
Yeah.
I've seen y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to do jokes in person. Kind of weird. Like,
I know. Have y'all done any of the what are they called?
The open
Like
mics?
Zoom shows?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
Zoom
I
open
I,
mics?
No.
I haven't.
Oh no, I don't care about those open mics. I care about the Zoom open mics.
I
Whatever's going on
haven't.
with those.
We've watched a couple professionals do shows. Maria Bamford, we watched.
Yeah.
There was another one though, right?
Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon.
Yeah.
We checked in to his, and that was a lot of fun. I had no idea that this was a thing, and you can actually see this or hear parts of it, or I forget what all we included in it. But if you go back in our episodes and look up "Camping Over Kevin," you'll hear the Kevin Nealon story there. It's pretty good.
Okay,
All right, I'm down. Yeah, no, because I was going to listen to. I listened to a little bit of the latest episode that y'all had before hopping on. Because I was just like, it's like I got to do my homework really quick. So I was doing that today.
Listen to that. And then
It was good. I liked it. I liked how Lance was just like, we're not going to talk about politics. So politics. Let's just
just
Well,
like nice,
what the fuck else is there? You know?
COVID, politics.
That's all that there is. But now that regardless of what side you're on, it seems like now we can just kind of move on. Like it's still going on. You know, they're gonna be doing recounts, and there's plenty going on in that department. But at least we really don't have to think about it anymore. The people can put their yard signs away. We don't need any of that anymore.
Oh, that's what you think, Lance. That's what you think.
Shit.
God. Why?
Who knows?
We're not a political podcast, but things have just been so polarizing in the last few years. It's just, and I didn't know if it's because I didn't know if it's just everybody or if we are immersed into it now, and it's always been the same, but we are of an age that it's of more interest to us. You know, think about it like back when you were in high school. I can't speak for you, but for me, I didn't give a shit. Like I knew who the president was. I knew who was running for president. I was old enough to vote for my first election, and I didn't just because I didn't give a shit. I want to say I think I might have been 18.
Really?
18 or 19. So I could have voted. I knew I could have voted. I just didn't give a shit.
It's like, nah, pass.
But now, obviously, I'm involved, and I want to participate and make my vote count, and all of those cheesy sayings that you can say. But I didn't know if it's everybody across the board now, or if I'm just in it, you know. And there's still a lot of people that just don't give a shit. Obviously, we had record numbers for voting.
Yeah.
I know they were all fake. Yeah, I know, right?
No, right? They were all from dead people.
That's
Crazy.
right.
Dead people and dogs is
I
what
got
I
to
heard.
see my grandpa again. It was great.
Yeah, my great grandpa.
Grandfather served in World War I. Man, he put in his vote. It was awesome.
He had a great style. I don't know what his
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I guess we need to make this official. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shane McDonald joining us. Hey, Shane, I've got a thing for this.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that noise in a while.
Welcome, my friend.
Yes, good to see you.
Thanks for going through all the steps to get this audio
figured
set
it out.
up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Had I known, we were talking earlier about audio, and I was like, I just got new headphones, like, and I just picked back up gaming while I've been down here in Georgia.
Yeah.
So I just,
Georgia, okay.
yeah. That's where I've been at for the past 4 months. Yeah, since I had to leave here for military training, and then
Gotcha.
yeah, and I got back into gaming, got myself a headset for it, and I kind of went cheap on it. And because I'm like, oh, I just need it for here. I'm not gonna really use it when I get back. And then, Lance goes, hey, you want to do a podcast? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then we figured out all this audio stuff, and I'm like, I probably should have gone a little bit better on the whole buying a headset.
Well, you know what? You sound good on our end, and you look like a pilot. So there you go.
That's what I told him. He sounds like he's coming from the cockpit of a helicopter or something, and talking back to us in the back, the passengers.
Yeah, I would have got
The Blackhawk background and everything like that.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
that's what we need.
Yeah, we do. Where's our peanuts? Come on.
Shane, we've known Shane for maybe 2 years.
2 years about now.
Has it been 2
Yeah.
years? It seems like it's
It's
possible.
been 2 years.
About
Yeah,
we went
around there.
we went to Mother's Pub because we found out their open mic, and we're like, we've never done this. Let's try it out. And then you were kind of on the side. We didn't even know that you were kind of one of the hosts or like a part of it, but you were just kind of off to the side, and we're just kind of talking shop. And oh no, hey guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for yeah. And then we're just talking shop, and we're like, oh, he actually kind of runs it. Like, oh, okay.
we showed up. You would need to know the layout of this place, but we showed up and there was all these people sitting over here. There wasn't really a spot, and we wanted to be close, so we just picked this table over to the side of the stage.
Yeah, right next to the stage.
Yep. And we're like, well, this is prime seating right here.
Yeah.
But we're not on the stage, so it seems to be fair game. And lo and behold, apparently it made us look like judges for open mic, and that was our first experience with Mother's Pub open mic and with you.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Somebody went to the stage and pointed us out.
That's
and,
right.
What did they say?
They said it was Moby, alternate universe Moby, and then Shane was what was it? Walmart Joe McHale.
Walmart Joe McHale.
I was like, thanks.
Walmart Joe
McHale. God, I remember meeting you guys. I don't remember what got said that night. I just remember meeting you.
Yeah.
Josh Novi was there.
Yeah.
That night, so he did like 20 minutes or so. Never met him before, but he was pretty cool. But yeah, that was a wild night. It was just loud, and yeah, thank goodness that you were like, it's not like this every night. Just like, okay, it's like, just come back.
Yeah, this is a good night. This is not like this. This place is terrible.
Like, what?
That's great.
That was rad.
We were just prior to that, just kind of putting our foot in the door into stand-up comedy. It was one of those things where Joe had been saying that he wanted to do it for a long time, and he had been writing bits back in fucking like high school.
What?
Right?
Yeah, I've had some stuff.
He's got these notebooks that he's been writing stuff in, and so for about a year or so, there was a whole lot of peer pressure, me trying to get Joe to show up to an open mic, and he wouldn't pull the trigger. So then I started saying, well, if you do it, I'll do it.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it started. And I felt fairly confident. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I'm still not good, but I'll still do it.
You can always improve no matter how good you are,
But Shane, you are around here of the people that I've seen, I don't know if it's just based on a style or whatever it is, but you're one of the funniest motherfuckers around here. And I enjoy seeing you all the time on stage.
Oh, thanks, Lance. I enjoy seeing you whenever you decide to do it
and everything.
It's so weird. So we started doing open mics at the bar at Timeout in Ames.
Yeah.
And we're not currently doing it because of, everybody's dying. And, so I just feel weird being the owner of the bar and then also getting up on stage and saying, look at me, everybody.
Hey.
Check this guy out. Go order some drinks.
It's funny you say that.
There was, have you ever been to Ottumwa, Iowa?
Yeah.
I've been there, yes.
Okay, have you ever been to the
sports bar, Sports Columns? You ever been there?
No, I don't think so.
I think I've only been there for
So-
Ragbri, but anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Sometimes just pass through there, but Sports Column is the sports bar that's located not too far away from the armory that I used to drill at in the National Guard.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just, like that was our watering hole. Like we kept that place afloat every time we would come into town. And the owner, I guess, used to be a radio DJ, and he had a microphone in there too, and just every single night just would just get on it. And so when you say that, it kind of reminds me, like, don't feel bad doing that, because I know a guy that does it just constantly. Like every time a song ends, he gets on, says his whole piece, like, hey, don't forget the grill's still open, we got deals going on with the drinks and everything like that, and then try to say something quirky from time to time.
Yeah.
It's a lot more misses than hits, but other than that, it's a good time, so don't feel too bad.
Well, it's one of those things. I'm always thinking about how people are perceiving me and perceiving the bar just in general. And I don't want to leave a weird taste. And it's different if it's a night like one of the nights, it might have been the night before your last night, before your going away blowout event at Timeout. But there was one of the nights before that. I don't think that there was one person that wasn't a comedian there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I don't think there might have been a girlfriend of somebody in attendance, but it was literally just people
wanting to go up,
just comedians. And it was fun, and you got to say whatever the hell you want. I think what it boils down to is your level of confidence on stage. Do you feel that, or is it just a natural state that you really don't think about?
It's more of a natural state now. I used to think about it before, because you're starting out something new. You don't know, it's untreaded territory that you haven't discovered yet. So you're with your friends and you act a certain way around them. Much like what we're doing right now. We both know each other. We know how one another acts. I know what I could say to you that'll make you laugh. Now I've got to walk into a room of complete strangers and think like, oh, I know what'll make them laugh. I want to say 90% of the time, no, you don't. And then once you start figuring out that niche, that quirk, whatever you want to call it, then you become more confident. You kind of just let your character walk off stage that you're doing on stage, and then you hone in on that skill in that new person, and then now you're just that cocky asshole or nervous guy on stage. It's all about working on that character, almost like an acting class. You work on that character, and then you bring him or her off on stage, and then you bring it off stage to work on and everything. And then people tell me all the time, like, how my meander and how I talk is like, oh, you'd be good on radio, or you'd be funny on stage. And I'm like, thank you.
Well, you found a way to. I've seen you host shows before, and it's interesting because somehow you're like listening to the act, which is cool, because most people might just do the host job where, okay, here's our next comic, and that's it. You do a little bit of jokes, and then you introduce the next comic, and then after that comic's done, you reference one of their jokes, and then you kind of riff on that. Hey, I didn't think of that, but that was pretty cool, and then that made me think of this, and then you bring up the next comic, so it kind of makes it more full. So that's a skill that I'm like, I don't think I have that right now.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit of time to get quick, and then but it's also, you're the host, you're supposed to keep the momentum of the show going, depending on how good or how bad the person that was on stage just did.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and here's another thing in defense of me in this situation that I just realized while I think it was a subconscious thing, but now I can actually explain it. Being the owner of the bar that people are attending, it's also hard to get up there and start talking about fucking somebody's mom on stage when I'm the face of the
building. Like,
and if you have a Kramer moment and go a little far, people might not come back to your bar. Not that I would never do that. I would never do that. Just saying.
I mean, Lance, it's like eating kale. You won't know until you try it. That's all I'm saying, man. See if you like it. Talk about fucking someone's mom on stage. You know, comedy's all about relating. That's all it is. As long as you can just relate about how to fuck with someone's mom, people are gonna be like, I get it.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And then eventually they're going to become so comfortable with you, they're going to be like, God, I wish he would fuck my mom.
Like, I want that story, right?
I want him to be my daddy.
That'd be crazy.
It's fine. Stepdad.
Yeah.
We got started late.
Once removed.
Oh, man. So remind me, because I forgot, what branch of the military are you in?
Army.
You're in the Army. You're in the Army now. Did you ever watch that movie?
Oh yeah. I've seen a ton of the military movie. I feel like that's day one of basic training.
It's Pauly Shore.
Here's Pauly Shore in the Army now. Platoon, We Were Soldiers, and then all 10 episodes of Band of Brothers. That's just the requirement. Day one, you have to watch them all.
So I need you to go back. I need you to rewind to, I'm going to assume, when you were in high school. What made you decide to pursue the Army?
Oh, gosh. I mean, the commercials were pretty cool. So I was just like, I could do that.
Yeah.
The recruiter sounded like a straight shooter, nice guy and everything.
Dude, I saw those same commercials, and rest assured, I went the other direction.
I'm like,
I knew my limits.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that was not
wasn't
for me.
I can't keep up.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of funny. It's funny. We were all asking each other here at Bullock Basic Officer Leader course, and we were just like, well, why'd you become an officer and everything? And my buddy has the funniest excuse. He goes, I lost a bar bet. I was just like, that's pretty good, I guess. That's one I haven't heard yet.
That's a good one.
Like, all right.
But why I joined, I did not want to go to college right after high school. I'm like, I just got done with 12 years of school plus pre-K. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. So, and I had a 2.1 GPA coming out of high school. So thanks.
Buddy.
I saw that, Joe. Thank you.
I wasn't the best student either.
Yeah, no. I had dog shit grades. I think I knew at 17. I'm like, I'm gonna go join the Army. I don't want to.
Why? Okay, here's the thing. I was also terrible in school. I was more concerned about spending time with my friends. I don't know if you were the same way. I never applied myself until the end, when they said, so here's the deal. If you don't do this, this, and this within the next, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 weeks, I had to leave all of my classrooms, go and do all of these courses from DMAC. And they said, if you don't do these things within this amount of time, you will not graduate. And so I was like, well, I could work for a few weeks. So I went into this office, like you would go into an office like right inside the school, and then take a right, and there was this little room. I think it was maybe there for the counselor and special feelings meetings, but it was now reserved for me. And I busted my ass for a few weeks and then graduated with everybody else.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not going to tell you what it was, but my GPA was definitely lower than yours.
Hell yeah. No, my buddy here, I mean, it was, we were actually talking about it last night over beers, that one of our friends here, she's very, very smart. She had a 4-point something GPA coming out of high school. And it was also weird because like I'm 28 and all these kids are like 22, 23. There's some of us that are in our like mid 30s that are here. But yet we all ended up in the same area. But she had 4-point whatever, honor student, did community service, got that silver cord. I don't know if it was a thing when y'all were growing up, but just a great student. And she ended up here. Now I went the slower route and still ended up here. And I was like, you worked a lot harder. I had more fun. Who's an idiot?
Yeah.
Way the opposite.
Still got to the same place.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, I just didn't. School was not for me. I had a lot of issues with school growing up, and my stepdad was younger and an alcoholic and took out some stuff on me that also then impacted me and the way that I perceived school and how much I actually gave a shit about it. And then, I started having a good group of friends, and they were the ones that made me happy. And to be fair, we were not in a lot of the same classes because of all of the stuff that I had done in the past to ensure that I was not going to be in Algebra 2.
Oh, gosh.
And, and so I would go to my classes, I would do my stuff there, but I didn't want to do homework. I remember, I want to say it must have started in like middle school. I was frankly scared to do my home. I think I may have talked to you about this, but I was scared to
do your homework.
I was. Well, here's the thing, because if I wasn't understanding it, especially, I'm going to make you feel like shit for saying that. Okay. You just hold on.
No, that's fine.
So I would get like math homework, and I couldn't comprehend it. I was not good at math. And I mean, it wasn't like addition or bullshit like that. It was getting into long division. And so middle school, when you start doing that stuff, I started throwing it away, because what I realized is that if I took it home and I tried to work on it at the table, then my stepdad would be drunk and trying to yell at me to get these questions right. And he didn't understand that that's not how my brain worked. And so it would just become this abusive situation. So I said, fuck it. And I would throw my homework away on the way home. And that came back to bite me in between the 7th and 8th grade, because I did that so much for many classes that I just refused to take my homework home. And I ended up failing 7th grade. So I had to go to summer school, and much like my senior year, I went to summer school for 3 or 4 weeks, and they're like, all right, keep going.
Like, okay, I guess it passed.
And I'm not sure what exactly transpired in 8th grade, but I must have gotten my shit together a little bit more. And then on through the rest of high school, I just kind of skated by and had a fucking great time, but I wasn't doing any work.
It's crazy.
It's a miracle that I just got out and had some sort of discernible skill,
no kidding.
to fall back on, because had I not had that, I probably would have ended up on the street. And yeah, my wife is a 4-point whatever student, like over an A+. Turn
it around.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand how she does it. But fortunately, I have 3 kids. One is 12 and one is 7, and one is not in school. One is 3. But the 12-year-old and the 7-year-old have a great work ethic. So they totally get that from her. But they get their fucking cool style from the dad.
Right? I know. The entertainment, the music, the tastes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to the finish line a little bit differently. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at you now. Look at that. Just cool dad vibes all around.
You're around.
God.
You're a winner.
I'm so rad.
Right? I get like honorary uncle around here.
That's right.
It's like,
Every night when they're going to bed, they're like, Dad, you're so awesome.
Aw,
I'm going to go to bed.
gold
I'll see
star.
you tomorrow. That's how it works around here.
It's hilarious.
I can't wait to not have kids, man.
I don't. There you go. It's like,
That's fair.
It's going well. It's going well. There you go.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
Too much commitment. I'm selfish. So
That's
Man.
fair. That's it. There's nothing wrong with being a little selfish. That's why Dad has a podcast.
Right? I know. Bring your buddy along at any time you want.
You want school lunch? Sorry, Dad needs a couch for the podcast.
Sorry. Not happening. The Velvet.
I need help with my homework. Oh, you're gonna have to wait a couple hours. All right. Dad's got a hot episode right now. That's a later problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I
That's what
love it.
That's what I'm sipping on right
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
rock and roll. Daddy juice. There you go.
Nice. Dad, I feel like
Oh, yeah,
Daddy
I mean,
juice could be something else as well, but I'm not an expert. Don't worry.
Start with
Hilarious.
a C and an
Yeah, I was telling. Did you see all the articles on Facebook or whatever? There's apparently some college somewhere that their letters are CUM. Did you know about this?
Really?
Yes.
No.
Because I found an article about it because they're selling their merch. And it's like a white sweatshirt with a red heart that says CUM. And it's $40. I think it's worth it.
Well,
I'm going to get it for Joe for Christmas.
we got some wall space around here.
Well, it's all those Coming Iowa shirts that I have buried in my closet. I heart Coming.
This is
and
just
everything.
I've been
one
there.
step
Cummings Tap.
further.
There we go.
I've never been there.
That's a great bar, Cummings Tap.
I believe you.
Anyway, you should go.
So you are back in the area soon, right?
Yeah, we had our big pinning ceremony here. Thursday is what it was. So now I'm out processing now. I'm getting everything ready to go. I got pretty much everything ready to pack, but I'm on the road the 10th. So Tuesday next week, 10th of November. And then hopefully I'm back. I got a 16-hour drive. So I don't know if I'll spend the night somewhere. Oh yeah. Trust me. I'm already hating life. Yeah. I told myself after I drove to Nashville, I'm never doing a 10-hour drive ever again. That was miserable, but I'm so homesick that I am willing to drive that extra 6 to just get home. It's going to be late, but I got to get home for Veterans Day so I can get that free haircut and Hy-Vee breakfast. That's what's going to keep me going. Not the Marlboros and Monsters that I'm going to be having on the way down. That's just
Oh my gosh.
burning the midnight oil.
Wow. Oh,
That's hilarious.
So once you're back, what is the plan?
So I'll go back to work for a short amount of time, and then I just got orders to go overseas, so I'm super excited.
Oh, my goodness.
Where are you going exactly? You know that? Or?
I'll talk to you guys offline about that.
Okay, let's go. Can do. Cool. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
and
huge.
How are you feeling about it, though?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially with whoever our new president is going to dictate whether or not we
Right.
go over and everything like that. Because there's so many. How long have we been in this war? 20 years now, something like that.
Yeah.
They keep saying we're drawn down. I haven't seen anything. If anything, we're drawn up. But
Right.
no, I think did they announce that Biden is the president or today or something like that? So
yeah.
Usually with a Democratic president, military draws down a lot, military spending.
Yeah.
It affects my paycheck. So,
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. So, so usually when that happens, draw down. Obviously that didn't happen. It happened with Obama, but not as big as it did with Clinton. There was Desert Storm, and that was Bush. Desert Storm was Bush. There was still a big drawdown and everything. So that's usually what happens with the Democratic president is there's a lot of drawdown, military spending gets a little bit more cut. And so anything could happen in these next, few months with whatever, or we could just have a, repeat of 2000, and then we'll hear something different on December 17th.
Because your possible departure date would be like in March?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, I'll talk to you guys offline. There's certain things I can and can't say.
That's
and
all right.
Yeah.
Now,
how is your like your accolades and all of that, your recognition that you get, and what would be your status in the Army, and your we just got done talking about your work ethic and whatnot in high school. So how did you change that for the Army?
Back in the day, big stoner, didn't care, burnt out. Like I said, saw the commercials. I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll go overseas. I'll go see the world. I'll go do all that. That's a lie. That's a lie. It all depends on your job.
Like,
I got really good at custodial work. I got really good at got really good at getting yelled at.
I'll take orders. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got this
yeah,
mop I need you to check out. It's just not working right. Tell me what's up with this.
Oh,
The Army is like as much as I shit on it, it is a fantastic organization because it's an easy job. It really is.
Yeah.
All you got to do is be in the right place at the right time in the right uniform, and you get benefits and you get a nice paycheck. That's all you got to do. You got to do those three things. Telling me you can't do that, man.
Boil it
But
down.
but my work ethic coming back from high school, burnt. I was just a burnout. Didn't really care or anything like that. Then I joined, and I'll never forget that first day. I went to Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri for basic training. I got on the plane, got on the bus, and I show up right to the in processing station at Fort Leonard Wood, and this very small woman with a drill sergeant hat comes on, screams at the top of her lungs, "Get the fuck off my bus!" And I was like, man, I made an error in judgment doing this. And then just nonstop, yelling and everything like that. It made me appreciate life and what I have and what I've done a lot more. I've definitely learned how to be. I got I always forget the D word that comes out of it. It's not dedication, determination. I'll think of it eventually.
Discipline?
Discipline. There we go. Always fucking forget it. I don't have discipline. I remember it.
Okay, my discipline. I can't figure that.
Yeah. I've got discipline. I've got I have goals.
Yeah.
I set goals now. I didn't used to do that before. I just flew up the seat of my pants. I care about what I want to do with my life and what I'm doing. I think about more closely about my actions that I do, and overall, it was one of the best worst decisions that I ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Joining the Army, but no, my mentality has definitely shifted in a different direction. Because there's some things that I used to do before that I used to be a lot more, I guess, empathetic and sympathetic to people. I don't as much anymore. In the sense of it's just like things aren't going right in my life. Change it. What are you doing? You doing nothing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sounds like I can't help.
Then
you,
that
buddy.
all adds up. Switch it.
It's exhausting listening to
exactly.
it. Yeah, it's like
Now, back in high school, I know that I had it hasn't gone away, a problem with authority. So did you ever have that? And did you have to overcome that very quickly?
No, Jamie McDonald was a excellent disciplinarian. So I had a great job. I was easy to accept authority at everything.
All right.
I guess that's where we differ in that department.
That'd be me.
Well, and that's the
Okay.
thing. Like, I had to deal with a lot of stuff from my parents and especially my stepdad, but it was done. I think it was executed poorly, probably because of the booze. And
That'll do it.
And I didn't respect
no, Lance,
authority.
that can't be it. that can't be it.
No,
Gotta be
look
something
deeper. Look deeper.
Yeah.
It's got to be something else. I don't know. And that was one of the things in looking at very briefly the Army or any other branch of the service, and I said, yeah, nobody's going to tell me what to do. I wouldn't be on. Now, if I was forced into that situation, if circumstances were as such that I had no choice but to go, if I had one of those parents or whatever, or let's say I got in trouble with the law and they said, hey, you can go to jail or you can join the Army. And I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I know it used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It used to be. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't run into anybody since when
Where it was an ultimatum.
When I first got in, a decade ago when I first got in, that used to be a thing because there was a war And that was another that was actually another main reason why I joined, not because I was a lazy piece of shit and everything, but there was also a war, so I felt some sort of patriotic duty and everything. And then also I had family, I had family members that served, so I just thought it was like my thing. But I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Okay.
But it could have been when I was in that situation. It could have been then potentially.
Yeah, I think judges still have judicial power to say, hey, you can either serve your time in prison, jail, whatever have you, or you can do service to your country. I think they still have judicial power depending on what state. Because I know it's probably still on the federal books, but I don't know about state, what happens for
Well, here's
state.
the thing.
Although I am still a prime candidate to be all that I can be, I've cleaned up my act. I no longer
monkey bars.
Yes.
I think 42 is still the cutoff. I think 42 is the cutoff.
42.
Oh, geez.
Shit.
Oh.
Shit. How old are you now, Shane? How old are you?
28 now.
28.
Okay. I am exactly 10 years older than you. And 10 years hotter.
I would have thought we were the same, man. Looking that good and everything.
Is that a glow up?
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm still rocking 31 with cancer, whatever.
31 with cancer.
Like,
He's got to toss that in there.
With the biking shirt.
Yes, I know. Bourbon. There we go.
He's got to toss that in there because he lets himself go a little bit. He was like, no, I need these chips because of cancer.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I need calories. I need calories, people. I don't know.
You would not believe the amount of food that this motherfucker has eaten since March.
I have.
It's crazy.
I was 150
Really?
in March,
Yeah.
and now I'm like 185.
Well,
Just
and because his parents live in town here too, so they are constantly giving him food.
yes,
Constantly.
I'm on the food troughs.
For a while there, it was like they were forcing the food in his mouth. That's
I
what
had
was
some
happening.
Good stuff. Now I got to back it off.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
I've been trying to back it off my entire life, and it doesn't work.
Boo, sad.
It's ridiculous. I'm thinner than I used to be.
That's fair.
When I was your age, Shane, I was probably 20 pounds heavier, but it was a big 20. It was not great. There was a Chinese buffet that I went to at least once a week. And here's the thing: one would think you would get Chinese food at the buffet. Nay, you go to the Mongolian grill, you get noodles, chicken, all of the best sauce that you can put on there, and then you get a side of tater tots and pickles.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, buddy. It was the best combination.
American in there.
A bite.
There you go.
Oh, you know what's so funny? My friend from high school, Mark, he went over to China. And he was experiencing all sorts of different restaurants and everything. And he kept telling me for years how fucking stupid it was that I would go to a Chinese restaurant and get tater tots and pickles. And he said he went to a restaurant one time while he was over there. I forget what he was over there for. Something. He's a doctor, so something related to that. But he was leaving the restaurant and he looked down at one of the tables where people had left their food that they had eaten, and he said there was fucking tater tots on that plate.
Who does that? Oh, well.
Good.
So-
I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good wherever you go in the world.
They're good in your
Tater tots are
pocket.
delicious.
It was a halfway apology, and it was funny because back then he ended up getting type. I think it was type 2 diabetes. Is that the one? Or type
Type 2 is where like you just got to watch your diet.
Is it which one?
I just figured this out because my brother just got diagnosed. He's diagnosed with type 1, which is the watch your diet, exercise.
So type 2 is
and you can
not in your
type 2
control.
is-
Yeah. They haven't found a cure for it yet.
So he found out that he had that. So he's got to watch his shit, and I'm sure he does the insulin drain and all of that. But he came up to me because, again, I was Fatty McFatterson, and he was like, I know that it's a different thing, but maybe you should go to the doctor. And I'm like, you saying I'm fat, bro? So eventually I went to the doctor, and they're like, nah, you're good.
Okay.
So I told him to suck it.
Tots up. There you go.
So I went.
I got paperwork by a physician that says I'm not fat. What do you got?
Yeah. What's your source, dude? Come on.
I think it's all in your eyes. Your eyes are deceiving you.
That's hilarious.
No, I moved away from there And I feel like instantly I lost 10 pounds within the first month because we were living out on a farm and we were just there for a year. We were living with family and I didn't have access to that kind of food all the time.
Farm to
and
table.
so by default, and then and eventually then I gave up soda and I think that made a big difference. And now I just try to work out, but I'm not I need more time. I don't have enough time.
Yeah, you were working out for a while.
Yeah.
And then you opened up the bar and it wrecked your body.
Yeah. And then,
Wake up early.
It's like,
yeah,
right?
I mean, there's
Hold
the thing,
on.
though. I love to do things at night. There's so many things I can do at night once my kids are not.
Yeah, I'm more of a night owl.
I might try it. It's not a bad I haven't thought about it in a long time. I might try it.
All right,
Yeah.
army time.
I wish there were more times in a day. God,
But here's the thing. Like, I do a lot of
But the
video
sun goes
editing,
away.
and I do video editing, and I got to put all of this shit together, and it's easier for me to do at night. It's hard for me to do it during the day. It's for some
Yeah.
reason I just can't get shit done during the day. During the day, I just want to relax, and I've got stuff I need to run to Ames for or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just the day ends up getting away from me. So then finally, I have free time at night. And then that's, and then it goes until 2:00 in the morning. And then my whole schedule's just fucked.
I get that. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, you got a busy life, man. I get that.
Yeah. But I'm trying. I went to the gym today and it's one of those things. I see guys walking around. They're all jacked and they've got their notebook. They're writing down all the stuff
God.
they do. And
It's like, you do comedy too? It's like, what do you got?
I look around at all the machines and I'm like, well, I did that one last time, so maybe I'll try this one. And I make sure I get the biceps and the triceps and I do some shrugs. I try to get those every other time that I'm there. And as long as I get this part to look good, I could just have those chicken legs.
There
Why
you
not?
go. There you go. Just
You
hear
got
up.
a fuck leg day. You don't need it.
Yeah.
It's really, what's the point? What is the point? And I try to get on the treadmill from time to time, but that sucks because then you get all sweaty. Nobody wants that. Then I got to come home and shower. Some of us like to shower before we do a podcast.
Right? I was running late.
Oh, I thought you were looking at me. I'm like, well, I mean, it's Sunday. I haven't really done anything.
Right.
today.
You look pretty. I'm talking about this sweaty mess
Right?
over
I
here.
know. Bourbon boy over here.
Nothing like sitting on a velvet couch when you're sweating.
Yeah.
I blasted
That's a
the
good
air.
steak right there.
I
That's
blasted-
fair. So did you just ride your bike here?
I rode my bike
wherever you
on
were?
the Trestle Trail, if you're familiar with that.
Yes.
Listeners.
It's got the lights and
yeah.
shit.
And so we went to a couple bars and then wound up in Slater. And I'm like, I gotta go like now.
Fun fact,
And I zipped over here. Like,
I drove my car on the Trestle Trail.
what?
Yeah.
That's safe.
I mean, it's not safe. I didn't go on the bridge.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
But it was an engagement session that they wanted some video and photos out there. So we got to where we were on the, would have been, nobody gives a shit about this, but I'm going to tell the story anyway. Fuck you. We were on the west side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get on that road and then there's the trail. So they said, well, it's about this far down. And I looked around and there was no cars and it was windy as hell. So I figured people weren't out walking. So I just drove onto the trail and went to about 15 feet before the bridge. It got us there a lot faster.
Oh my gosh.
We got it done and then we got the fuck out of there.
No one knows.
It's
Yeah,
like some
nobody knew.
GTA shortcut. You're like, I gotta get to the next checkpoint. I gotta drive through.
It would have been pretty sweet if I could have actually gone on the trail, but I wouldn't be that brave. And I bet that there's some sort of post there or something like that to prevent
Yeah.
that, right?
Like no
There's got to be.
vehicles or whatever it is.
Well, it
Yeah.
said that at the beginning of the trail too.
Oh, and you just
But-
ran
It's
over the
just
sign.
it's an implied rule of
Yeah.
being.
It's more of a guideline, Shane.
You got to get A to B somehow, It's like, come on.
Oh man.
Come
Well, what do you miss about doing stand up right now, or do you not give a shit?
Oh gosh. I mean, like I stopped, and it wasn't
Right.
because of COVID was going on. It was just more of like, it's like, okay, my Army career is now going somewhere. I don't want to be liable for anything that I may or say or do, one of the two, or both of them. And it was kind of funny. I'm like, okay, COVID actually, that wasn't that bad of a night. That was a bad thing. For me. And then, I mean, like, yeah, I do miss seeing everybody going to the open mics or a show and just hanging out with everybody. you two, especially just being able to go.
I was gonna say it's
Like,
probably us. Yeah.
yeah. Let me get real quick. Actually,
Let's break it down. I just love you guys
You're right.
so much.
Yeah, it's been. Oh my god.
Yeah.
you wanna-
Well, you continue.
Yeah, you want to protect yourself and kind of
Oh.
like yeah.
Yeah. So it's whatever, in my opinion. I know some people care about it a lot more than I do. I'm having more fun of just of running things behind the scenes, just like running the show and whatever has to deal with that. I don't have to worry about writing anymore. I don't have to worry about thinking of something funny on the spot. I'm not. I don't have that anxiety before the
Right.
shows anymore. I don't have to worry about trying to get better or anything. I can just be me. And if someone happens to say like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" Oh, yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, I still got my notebook. I can still look up something.
Yeah.
But I know it's affecting more people than me, because I already know a few friends that were going to make the big leap and go to New York, Chicago, LA.
Wow.
And then, now this hits and I'm like, how's that going? What are you doing now? Yeah.
Oh,
But-
right.
Yeah.
Bad
But
timing.
yeah, I feel worse for you, Lance, who gave us the opportunity to like, hey, let's do this. And then all of a sudden it's just like,
Mhm.
okay, I think it's affecting more people, not so much, me and a few other comics that were maybe trying to make something of it. I feel more it's hurting small businesses more than it's hurting me.
Oh yeah,
Definitely hurting
Mhm.
small businesses. I mean, we were fucking around, but we found an article online, and it's like Fauci's not to do list, and number one is go to bars.
Like, oh, thanks, Fauci.
And it is, it's a business. We rely on the business, and we have employees. And I mean, technically I'm an employee, that's how I get my check, and people are nervous to come out at first, but now people are just kind of, I think they're over COVID, even though it's not going away. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of that there.
It's kind of funny because I've kind of fallen off the face of Iowa because I'm down here in Georgia. So I have to get updates from either my mother or Facebook, or, my girlfriend sometimes will say stuff, but it's more my mother just keeping me up to speed on things. But down here, it feels like I guess it feels a little bit different because I'm on a military post. So there's rules that I have to follow or else I suffer consequences. It's not so much like,
Right.
it's not like, it's like, oh, hey, you forgot your mask. It's okay. Like here, it's like, oh, you could lose your job. So it's crazy.
No
to
fucking around.
Yeah. So I guess here we get, or like any other military installation, you're given general orders from the commanding general on the post. It's usually a 2-star or a 1-star general that's in charge of the whole installation itself. And they come out with a policy letter saying, hey, these are the do's and don'ts while I'm in charge. Much like any other corporation that you go work for, or Lance, as a business owner, I'm sure you tell your employees, hey, you can do this at work, but you can't do this, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we follow those, but they are very stringent. Like I remember when I first got here, I had to get put on quarantine for about 2 weeks, which was miserable because all I could go to the cafeteria to get food and then come back. And there was and then after I was released from quarantine, I could only travel 30 miles. I couldn't travel over that. I mean, how they would catch me, that's another story, but they were like, yeah, I know.
That's like going to Ames and being like, crap, I got to turn around.
Yeah. So there really wasn't a whole lot to do. I couldn't go to restaurants. If I could go to a restaurant, but had to have outdoor seating. I couldn't go. I can't go to bars. I can't go to certain other establishments, depending on whatever's in the policy letter that general post. So there's all these crazy guidelines that I have to follow. Now, for the people of Georgia, it's not, I feel like it's just like back in Iowa. Some people wear masks, some people don't. I assume that a majority of people are over and done with COVID. I think it was more of, I think we're done flattening the curve, in my opinion. I'm waiting for the second wave. I thought it was going to be over November 3rd. I had a crazy idea that it was going to be as soon as the election was done. It would be like, oh, hey,
Like, wait a
COVID's
minute.
gone, by the way.
It's like weird.
So it kind of turns into
Yeah.
we trust that you'll do the right thing, kind of the same Iowa saying that we've been hearing. It's like, okay. But, if it's the Army, that's a little different story. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go get COVID, go get COVID. If you don't want to get COVID,
Yeah,
don't
why
get
not?
COVID.
Easy. What do you want? What do you want to do? Come on.
Exactly. I don't know. It was crazy just from the beginning to hear, and then doing this this online distance learning here, and then it's going to be weird because it's very strict here, and then coming back to just like, oh yeah, I don't have to wear my mask if I'm somewhere and everything like that, because everywhere you
Yeah.
have to wear your mask here. So it's nuts to
Really?
an extreme level. Oh yeah. I think at one point we got told that police officers can pull us over on post if we aren't wearing a mask. Yeah, like
Ooh.
it's that nuts.
it's like, hey, buddy, what are you
One
in
which-
for? Like, I forgot to cover my face. Like,
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh gosh.
Don't stand next to
God.
him. He's nuts. And you'll get COVID.
No. Oh my God.
But
I
how
can't
is it
believe
back-
that. It's like, yeah.
No, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. I just can't believe that. But it's the Army, and they're taking the right precautions, I guess. But
Yeah,
wow.
I think also too, this is a training installation. It's a TRADOC installation. So there's thousands of people cycling through, like almost
Ooh.
every week, if every 2 weeks, there's thousands of people cycling through to learn their job here, whatever it may be. So I think they're just like, hey, we want to try to keep people not sick so we can continue training, because we've had a couple of instances down here where people test positive, and
Oh.
it's almost like a mass shooting just happened. It's like the worst thing. People freak out. They're like, how are we gonna deal with this? What are we gonna do? And I was like, just put
Like
them in quarantine. Just put them in quarantine. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
Continue mission. If you want to get tested, you get tested. If not, I don't think it's the end of the world. But hey, that's just my 2 cents here. All right.
Wow. That makes sense. Yeah.
But everybody in your family's been fine? Family and friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's been fine back home for the most part. I don't think anyone that I know of got COVID. I don't think
Good.
so. Did you any of your family members get COVID? Friends or family or stuff like that?
No.
Like that?
Nobody that I know of.
Family members are fine. The company I work for, there's been a couple people that have it. I don't even know the names,
okay.
but it's like, ew, okay. But
He'll tell us off the air.
overall,
Don't even know the names? This sounds fake.
Right.
The whole thing just sounds
It's fake.
fake.
Oh,
You don't
that's
even know.
true.
They just randomly said, hey, we had people test positive.
send emails.
I met somebody. What was her name? Kim Reynolds.
Yeah.
I met her. She said that she hasn't. so.
Kimmy. Okay. Yeah.
Good old Kimmy.
Wait, do you say Kim Reynolds, like
Yeah.
the governor? Or...
Yes.
Some other Kim.
Oh, God, I met
She-
this girl. What's
she-
her name? Kim Reynolds?
She didn't look she didn't look like a governor.
No, she never does. No, no, yeah. I know a few people who have had it, but like as far as like my closer circle, been pretty safe. And like, okay,
Yeah, it's true.
it's one thing I don't need. It's like,
Yeah, I if you don't have to go through it, why the fuck would you want to?
No, I think
So-
the worst part about having this whole COVID situation is getting tested. Have you had to have the Q-tip up the nose?
But my daughter did
Ooh.
because
It
she.
is the worst feeling in
Is
the
it?
world.
I bet
I've only had to
Yeah,
do the
oh, it's
spit.
so-
I've only had
Yeah.
to do the spit cup. So
that was
I
a
didn't even know
DNA
that was an
test. That was a DNA test. Yeah.
Oh, really?
My daughter, the schools at the beginning were a lot more strict about stuff, and she has allergies. So she went to school and she was coughing. She was complaining about a headache and all of this stuff. But we knew that it was pollen related, and that she's always had it. And we tried to explain it, but they said, well, you need to quarantine for, I want to say it was 14 days.
it's about the magic
Something
number.
like that.
Yeah.
And the only way for her to get back in sooner was to go and take the test. And she was having a lot of trouble staying on top of assignments without having the teacher work with her because, and this has been an issue everywhere with schools. You probably know this too with all of your children. I
was gonna say with college and then here, yes. And then my kids,
and those guys too. But they, it was just kind of a mess at first, the whole homeschooling situation, because teachers would use outside sources in order to find ways to do assignments. And there was this, I forget the name of the program, but there would be a program she would need to log into, and it would briefly explain what the project was, but she would show it to me and I would have trouble with it.
Details.
And they're like, okay, read this excerpt from this book. And it happened to be like 4 paragraphs. And it would ask the craziest shit for you to read into in this paragraph. And it gave you 4 options. And 3 of the 4 were plausible. And then if you answer it wrong, you can't go back. And eventually I found a flaw in the system.
Ooh.
Because if you answered it wrong, but you shut off your computer, it didn't save it.
Oh.
So I taught my daughter how to cheat.
Yes.
But
there you go.
yeah, but anyway,
there.
But it's just, there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
It was just a mess. And so she wanted to get back into school because she is an A student, and it was almost giving her more anxiety that she wasn't able to perform the way that she was used to performing in her studies. So it was a pain.
Yeah, we'll say because my sister still goes to, I guess two of my sisters, one goes to Iowa State, one goes to Iowa. Yeah, there's been just a dramatic I don't care. It's online learning, and I think it's got to be worse with the younger generation too. Because I mean, I think I can say for all of us here, when we were back in high school, that we really didn't care about learning and everything like that.
No.
So I'm positive that a lot of these kids are just checking out, like, who gives a fuck? Especially seniors. They got senioritis bad then.
Yeah.
Last year's seniors, for the ones that were graduating in 2020, like they'd left at spring break, and then all of a sudden all the assignments were just pass fail. Feel free to do them or not. And everyone's like, nah. And then now that we're kind of back into the new school, regiment, it's like snow days are like gone, because it's like, nope, you're learning. You got internet. Like, fuck. Come on.
Every day's a snow day if your camera doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh shoot. I can't see you.
Sorry.
Put tape over it. Like, what?
I want to go back to comedy for a second, and I'm not sure I've talked to you about this, but I want to know who some of your favorite famous comedians are.
Oh, famous favorite comedians. That is always a tough one. I mean, it's kind of weird because I like, so number one, I would probably say is Big J Okerson, if you happen to know the name, because that's where I kind of found my niche, was with him. Because like when I first started off, or I guess when I first found out that I wanted to be a comedian, it was kind of weird. I feel like I'm rehashing these stories because, like, all we do here is we can't really go anywhere, can't do anything. So we just sit on the patio at this hotel that we're at. Nice ass hotel. I have you see that back behind me? Like, I got a king size bed to myself. I have a full kitchen.
You have panels
over here.
Ooh,
yeah, I have a kitchen and everything. And then I have a bathroom, nice. But anyway, yeah, sorry. I said
you don't share it? This is all yours?
Oh, this is all mine. Yeah.
Oh.
That is a proper flex.
Yes.
And well deserved.
Oh, it is. And I have maid service
and everything like that. Every
in the middle of the night while you're sleeping? Like,
yeah, in the middle of the night while I'm
why
sleeping.
Not?
Yeah. I got
making sure you're sleeping all right.
Oh yeah. I come in. Mr. McDonald. That's Juanita. Yes, I'm ready.
I hope you brought the grapes.
So you had Big J Okerson. kind of a
Yeah.
Big J Oaker.
Yeah, because he was like my okay, I think this is gonna be my style. Because when you first start off, I remember watching Chris Farley, the best SNL of Chris Farley, because he had just passed away, and SNL did that thing, and that's when I first got introduced to comedy, and I was just like, okay, I want to do this. I was like a super young kid, and I just remember thinking that the funniest thing in the world was watching a fat man fall on a table and yell. Like I just thought, okay, that's comedy right there. I got it.
Priceless.
Bit,
The
like, yeah.
ingredients are there.
Yeah.
Rules of 3. She's got to be fat, fall down, and yell. I got it. I can do that.
It worked. I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah,
worked.
no.
Like, I'm tall, skinny, and like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's a place
Man,
for the
I'm
David
missing a couple.
Spades of the
There
of
is,
the world.
there is.
He's not tall, but
Yeah.
you can always one up him.
he's snarky.
Yeah. So he would be your number one, you think?
Chris Farley.
No,
J,
no,
which one
no.
am I-
The Big J.
Oh yeah, he'd be my number one, and then I started like learning a little bit more, and then I started watching those. Oh God, they used to be Comedy Central Presents. Those used to be big, way back in the day.
yeah.
No, we love those.
Yeah, I remember.
That's how I got into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching those all the time. Back when, Wanda Sykes was
Yeah.
on there. I remember watching that one, thinking that was hilarious. What was that? There was like some comedian, the Amazing Anthony or something like that. Amazing Jonathan.
Amazing
yeah,
Jonathan. I
yeah,
showed
Amazing
him
Jonathan.
I have his autograph. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, really? I thought he was hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I never met him, but my parents went to Vegas and like, you need to see his show, and they went to see it and like, oh my god! And then they went through the line and got like a pic. It's a silhouette of half of his face. It's black and white.
Yeah.
So he signed it, but they didn't realize that was the back of the shirt, so they flipped it over. And the front of the shirt said "fuck yeah" on it. So my parents were like, I don't know where we're gonna wear this. It's like, so they gave it to me, and I still have it. It's like, wow. So yeah,
Nice,
Amazing
nice.
Jonathan's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. So just throwing out some old names there, and then just through it, then eventually I found my niche, and I'm just like, okay, I like being dirty, I like being filthy, I like the shock and awe factor, but I also like saying when it's dirty and filthy, I like finding that relatable, just the relatableness of saying something that everybody gets. So I thought that was, so I thought like, okay, Big J Okerson, he definitely nails that. I'm just going to start thinking of funny, dirty things. And then like something in there that like, I don't know why I thought I just did myself, but apparently everybody's laughing. So everybody must do it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
turns
and
out
then-
we're not that different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got belly buttons,
Exactly.
I guess another one would be Dave Chappelle, because I just saw his monologue for SNL on Facebook today.
Facebook today. I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
I haven't watched it yet. I've got to watch it tonight.
La, la, la,
So
la.
Definitely give it a good watch. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, he's been, I mean, he's just on another level.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance, watch him on Letterman's show on Netflix. It's a recent release.
My next guest.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
That.
Yep.
Okay, I'll give it a watch.
Absolutely worth
I've
it.
been playing nothing but video games and watching Netflix down here, and then just so many times just beating off until I can't beat off anymore.
See, I know, right?
I've got to stop.
At some point, it's just dust. Just,
Like I'm ripping my skin, like it hurts.
oh.
I've got these calloused hands from just just running and gunning,
trader.
snapping necks and cashing checks in the army.
It's impressive if it doesn't do anything to your dick, but it's hurting your hand.
oh,
Does my dick skin, does that get calloused at all? Like, does it become harder and everything? Does that happen?
There's only one way to find out.
Human evolution isn't
Get,
there yet.
get Anita back in there.
See, there's a route.
You can't hurt your own hands. That's somebody else's job.
Yeah. There's a will, there's a way. I don't know.
No, I was
help
just
you out, buddy.
Yeah. I was just curious about your go-tos and the people that you respected the most in the business. So that's cool to hear. Joe, do you want to share some of yours?
I think my go-to is probably Robin Williams, because he is able to do big Broadway shows and he can act, and he just did both routes where, there's definitely comedians there that are like, like Eddie Murphy. Like he
Oh,
was
yeah.
funny, he was touring, and then he did movies, and then he quit doing comedy. Which is, I mean, he's still funny. Don't get me wrong. But then you have who is it? Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. He did comedy, and then he got into movies, and then he quit. And I would love to see.
Michael Keaton did comedy?
He did.
Yeah,
he
but
did.
you need to somehow figure out a way to watch the Showtime special about the Comedy Store. It's 5 parts.
Yes.
And it's brand new. And you get to see
Okay.
some old school Michael Keaton stuff. It's a great documentary.
So those kind of guys were.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah, YouTube it and see. There's some stuff out there. And
See,
it's
he was doing that, and
big
then
hair and
eventually
everything.
Tim Burton got a hold of him.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to look back.
Yeah, so it's bizarro because it's like I would love to see some of those people who were comics come back and try and do a set, which I know it's hard and you're starting over, but
Write this down. Go on YouTube. You son of a bitch.
Give him homework.
Go onto YouTube when we're done and look up
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, Bazooka Joe.
yeah.
Michael Keaton, Bazooka Joe.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's
those
pretty great.
those
Let me get my notebook.
yeah.
Sorry.
Michael Keaton, Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka
Michael
Joe.
Keaton. How do you spell that?
Bazooka.
Nobody knows.
So yeah, I'd say Robin Williams was one of them, and then he was more. I think he kind of came more around my teenage year. I mean, obviously, I grew up with him with Flubber
Right,
and all the
right.
family, but like actually knowing his stand up didn't come till like high school. I'm like, oh shit, you're filthy. Okay, this is funny. Growing up, probably Jerry Seinfeld because he was just
Jerry
clean
Seinfeld,
and we could
definitely.
watch it as a family. It was fun. Didn't have to be like, oh boy, I'm in the room with my parents.
Yeah.
And then you get to really know what their like humor is.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So they thought that
Yeah,
was
that was
funny.
a fun day.
Yeah.
I had one of those moments here recently with like, because I mean I understand where I get my humor from. It's my father. He's just a dirty old man when it comes down to it and everything, like all fathers are and everything. Don't say no, Lance, because I can just watch this podcast again. Talking about callous dick skin. So
We'll look into it later.
I'll allow it. Judge's
but
ruling,
Your Honor, if I could point, I watched. Have you happened to see it? It was on or read it. The book was way better because I like Motley Crue. Did you happen to watch The Dirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
A while ago. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so I watched that with my parents. I didn't know that the opening scene was going to be just a woman full on like busted fire hydrant in downtown Harlem squirting everywhere. And I'm just sitting I'm sitting next to my mom, and I'm just like, so you? Like I was like, okay, I'm officially awkward. Like the half the shit I say, I offend more people, but like I felt so embarrassed just sitting there with my mother watching this movie. I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, I need to rethink my life right now.
Joe he typically, when he's with his parents, I believe, keeps control of the remote.
I try to.
Because something came up on SNL even recently, and SNL's on network TV.
Yes.
So, and he was like, nope. Skipping it.
I'm like,
Wait,
no.
what happened? I'm curious now.
It was the last episode where I don't typically.
It was a Halloween episode
Yeah, it was
of
a
SNL.
yeah.
And what's the
John Mulaney was hosting.
Yep.
And they were doing the sketch where it was the Headless Horseman. So Beck Bennett was kind of,
Beck Bennett. So
they had the mannequin of like the chest, area, and then his head was here,
Huh.
So, and then John Mulaney's character comes in with the lantern and he's like, oh, the Headless Horseman. And he's like, have you ever thought, now that you don't have a head attached, that, would you ever use it?
Okay.
No, bro. It's like, but your head's like right there. It's like, so like, I don't know. I don't care. I'll watch it, but it's just
Right.
like my
But
parents get like a little bit.
He had to wait and watch it later with me
Yeah.
because that's not a conversation he needs to have with
like,
them.
next. Like,
I can already see it. Just your parents start arguing, and then your dad's like, "Well, you haven't touched it," and like all of a sudden, like that now just starts coming out, and you're just having to sit there, like, "Oh, okay."
Dad's like, that's not
Yeah.
a terrible idea.
well, that was the best thing. Was like when I turned 30, I had you and Cody and like we did like the comedy show in my garage, and it was funny because it was just like whatever goes, and my parents are here. fuck it, here we go, let it rip. You guys are telling
I was more nervous about that kid that was there. I don't know who's. I'm Lance. I think it might have been your.
It would have been my daughter. Yes, but
Okay,
she
all
left.
right.
But she left before the show started.
Like, ugh.
I
Yeah.
was just like, I am gonna feel really uncomfortable here.
Is
in a
she
little bit.
gone?
That was great. That was great.
I feel like there's things that she should not be exposed to in this world.
Because like I had my parents there, and then I had my 70-year-old next door neighbors there.
That's true.
And they loved it, and they kept on. Oh, are you going to do that again? I'm like, I need to write more shit.
Not
So it's
anymore.
like, But yeah, oh my god, that was dope. But yeah, I'd say Robin Williams, Jerry Seinfeld, and then
Yeah.
getting into like Comedy Central in high school, where it was just like wall to wall every Friday night was a new comic.
I knew of comedians, but my first real comedian experience, and it was on a VHS tape, of course, was Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yes.
And so that was my basis for everything. And then after that, I started going to see live shows of Jerry Seinfeld.
You're right.
Yeah.
I got to see him live once.
And it
Seen him a
was,
couple.
and so they're very different, very different styles. But I think I would love to have the same rhythm and candor as Eddie Murphy's character on stage. But it's just so out there. It's so crazy,
Yeah.
Which is why I got to be the white dude that is more like Seinfeld, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
Because it would be a weird fit, But I loved everything about Eddie Murphy in Raw. And I back in the day, I don't know if you ever had this, but you would have video stores that you could go to, but there was videos that you couldn't really get anywhere else. So you could ask the video store to order it for you. And I ended up getting in trouble at one point because the video store, I went in and I found out that Delirious was a thing, but I hadn't seen it and there was no way for me to see it. So the video store was like, well, we can order it for you, but it was like $39 or something like that to order this videotape. I'm sure it was plenty marked up. Yeah. But they said, yeah, you can order it. Well, apparently management found out that I ordered it. And because I had an account there with my family, they then called my parents to say that I was asking for this video.
Why not?
And
you know what you want.
it was just really awkward. Like, yeah, but I just want to watch it. Sorry.
It's like, come on.
Yeah,
It's not like it'd be worse if it was a porno. Like,
it would have been worse. I
your
don't think the
son
video
wants
place had that.
to order this.
I don't think there was another situation where they called my mom and there was no reason for her to fucking say no. It didn't make any sense. I wanted to watch.
Mom.
It was some horror movie that I wanted to watch, and she knew that I watched those movies all the time, and I had already watched like many of the Nightmare on Elm Street, but I went to the video place and I was like, hey, I want to rent this, and this older lady was like, I don't know about that.
Like, thanks,
So
Karen.
then she was like, I'm gonna have to call your parents, and then my mom fucking said no.
Like,
So I had to walk home all pissed off.
no movie in hand.
Stupid. Anyway,
My parents were a little bit different.
My dad, I divorced, so my dad kind of let me get away with a lot of stuff. My mom, on the other hand, if whatever the rating was on video game, movie, whatever, that was law. So I couldn't. But so I would just have to wait until I had until I was like, trade off with the parents. I was just like, okay, well, I gotta get this, that, and this with dad, and then when I go back to mom's place, I gotta act like I've never that. Debbie Does Dallas, never heard of it. What are you talking about?
Weird.
is that educational?
Yeah.
I had friends that they ended up getting a copy of Debbie Does Dallas, and we watched it in my friend's basement. And I want to say that there was a few females in attendance because everybody was just curious about this movie. And this would have been in the late 90s and maybe even borderline 2000 because that would have been the year I graduated. So I'm going to be so bold as to say 1999. 1999. And so we watched it, and it was, even for that year, severely dated in the quality of it. But You got boobs.
There, that's fair.
But then you start thinking, how old are these boobs now?
I'm like,
Not great.
Still good. Oh yeah. Bad.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm sure Gravity's fine with all of that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we watched that, and I want to say that there was some other one. And then going into college, the internet and internet porn was becoming a bigger thing. So then it became a contest between friends to find the weirdest possible video. And then you would have a big party, lots of people there, and one of these friends would inevitably be like, come into my room. Come look at what I found.
Oh.
And
we used to do wait.
Oh, I'm not gonna. Some of the friends listen to this. I'm not gonna elaborate on the names of these videos, but I'll tell you one of them. I'll tell you a name of one of the videos. Church of Fudge. So.
Church of Fudge. I'm writing that one down. Michael Keaton for this. Hell yeah.
I remember it, and I wish I didn't.
Some of those just stick with you. Like,
don't look it up.
No.
Mm-mm.
I threw up watching Two Girls, One Cup. I remember.
Oh
that.
yeah, that was like my first year of college. We're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh no! It was
I have a certain weak stomach when it comes to certain things. That was one. And yeah.
Was it instantaneous, or did you leave the room and?
Oh, it's very vivid when you watch something like that, and then the after effects of it. I remember because what we used to do is we used to have like poker nights with friends. We would, play poker in our friend's garage. We were smoking cigarettes and everything.
Yeah.
Very low parental supervision, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then after we got done playing poker, we would do the same thing. We would try to find really messed up videos and then watch them, or go on chat roulette, if you remember that.
Oh,
yeah. I remember we specifically would get on chat roulette to either talk to a girl that was, not like, it was a 1 in a million shot that you would run into a girl on there, or we would try to find the dudes jerking off. And then as soon as we did that, everybody would just go, just start yelling and cheering, immediately screenshot, or they would click next and everything. So we got a kick out of it. We thought it was funny. But yeah, Two Girls, One Cup.
Wow.
We saw, we decided to put that on because everybody else, I guess, had seen it. I hadn't yet. And we throw
So
it
they
on.
were all conspiring against you and your
Yeah.
stomach.
Well, I think everybody was just like, what do we want to watch? I think someone said like it's like, oh man, it's like has everybody seen Two Girls, One Cup? Everybody said yeah, and I said no, and they were all like, oh, we got to
number
watch
one.
Yeah, well, it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, golly, gee shucks. And then we throw it on, and it's just two girls doing
It
what
starts
girls
very
Normal.
innocently.
Yeah.
And then
starts
You're
like
this
off
isn't
anything
so bad.
else. Yeah, and then all of a
This is
sudden,
so
I'm like,
bad.
what you doing with that cup, silly? And then she just shits in it. And I could.
Oh, spoilers!
feel something.
Spoilers! By the way,
It's only like 15 years old.
I'm gonna spoil this because if you haven't seen it yet, it's been out for years. It's your fault if you haven't seen it
God.
yet.
I mean, with how desensitized everybody is to everything nowadays, I'm surprised it's not on YouTube.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah, right.
It's probably a pixelated version.
Like, oh, okay. This is how she got
I
her
still
start.
puke.
Please
still puke.
please
I know,
continue.
I know.
I
Yeah.
need to relive this, please.
No, it's all good.
She gets the cup and starts, holding it beneath a woman sitting on a stool. And I'm like, what you doing with that cup, silly? And then she just unloads. And then I could feel something in my stomach, and I was just like, oh. And then all of a sudden, the next scene, they're eating it. And I just immediately, I didn't ask for a trash can. I just turned to the ground and just I myself unloaded onto the ground.
God.
And everybody yelling, laughing, and everything.
God.
I'm still puking, and I'm trying to laugh at the same time because it's just too funny of a situation that's happening.
That's a strange
I'll never
combo.
forget that.
Thinking it's hilarious,
Yeah.
but also puking uncontrollably.
This is hilarious.
Well, I think it was more funny, like the things where people saying like to me as I'm throwing up, and then I'm just laughing at what people are saying, not so much to women enjoying scat play or whatever it's called.
Oh,
If your stomach is still similar, I would scratch out Church of Fudge if I were you.
Church of Fudge. Okay, then. All right.
Oh, no.
I'll
Maybe
have
you've
my
grown
buddies
out of
come
it.
in.
There's only one way to find out. But I would lay down some
maybe
plastic.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'll get a bucket and everything.
Oh God. I want to
See where
keep
the night
talking,
takes me.
but we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so
Shane.
much.
We're gonna have to do this again real soon.
Yeah.
Had fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'll be back next week. I'm gonna try to. I don't know if Cody's gonna hear this or not, but I'm trying to. I haven't told a lot of people. You're like the first people from like back home to know, besides family, my girlfriend, that I'm coming home on the 10th, and hopefully I can get to the open mic on to the Mother's Pub on the 11th.
Awesome.
See how everything's been doing,
There you go.
and
Maybe we can try to work something out.
maybe
for
get on
that.
the stage.
Yeah.
Like,
For
ooh.
sure. Yeah, let's do it. Let's all
Yeah,
catch
man.
up.
That'd
Yes.
be fun. The 11th will be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Shane McDonald.
you.
Everybody, I got
Shane
this.
McDonald.
Here it is. There it is. We all love
Hey,
him.
thanks.
All
Thanks,
right.
Sean Lance. Hey, I had a lot of fun. Anytime, man.
Yeah,
Thanks, bro.
absolutely.
Maybe we'll do this while I'm overseas or something like that.
Yes, that'd be
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
The time
All right.
difference.
Thank you, my friend.
We'll see you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Yeah, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
That was Shane McDonald.
Yeah,
We have now concluded that part of our episode.
that was fun.
But we didn't want to just let you go there. We wanted to have a moment where we could reflect upon our conversation.
It's like the after party of the Howard Stern
It's a
talk
really
show.
sad after party.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know what this room could use? Like fun ambient music.
Yes.
However, with the nature of an actual podcast, it would be quite annoying. So there has to be another way.
You play some at home and
Play some,
Yeah,
play
there you
if
go.
you play
Open
it
up-
in the background,
open it up in another
lightly in the
tab,
back.
yeah.
What's the best soundtrack to go along with our?
Apocalypse Now.
That's not exactly
Okay.
that. I meant we could have our own soundtrack. You don't have to actually
Oh,
use another
oh.
movie's soundtrack. I don't know, E.T.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It
Jurassic
seems like,
Park.
It seems like that would go well in the background.
We won't get pulled at
What
all.
if we in our, this isn't going to make sense for anybody else, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if in one of our ears we had a soundtrack going, and then we set it up so that the person, we will tell them to hit play, like on the, let's say, Jurassic Park soundtrack. Okay. So we know that we're both listening to it at the same time, but then what we do is we alter our volume and our intensity based on what the music is. But you don't have to listen to it with the soundtrack.
We'll
But
just-
if you choose to,
In-
it's going to be like a
Yes.
whole other
Oh,
level.
that'd be
And if you're
great.
not listening to the soundtrack, you're going to wonder what the fuck is wrong with
Yes.
Because we're going to keep changing our rhythm.
That'd be great.
And it's like our tone's going to be different. Yeah,
That'd be fun.
that would be fun. We're never going to do it.
Maybe
Nobody's
we'll.
going to, well, because the thing is, nobody's going to play along.
Right.
Well, maybe they would.
We gotta get
Here's the
bigger.
thing. You would have to do it. You'd have to play it on like Spotify.
Yeah.
So that way it's the same timing
gotta make it
for
easy.
everybody. Yeah. I don't know. That was the dumbest idea I've ever had.
Bum, 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 bum. Like, here's
Jurassic
our
Park, the soundtrack starts off super slow.
Yeah.
You remember?
It was 93.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it amps up. Like, it's not like everything was slower in 93, right? No, it's fine.
Nah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was slow, and then it kind of.
Yeah, Shane was here.
Shane was here.
That was
Yeah.
fun. I mean, virtually. Eventually, he will be actually here.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
He's one of the funniest dudes.
He's easygoing, knows how to bring it. You know, has great stories.
Oh,
my
he
God.
brought it.
Yeah, and so yeah, I can't wait to see him. I haven't seen him for a very long time in person. You know, but we'll get there. That'd be fun. And yeah, he's a good hang. Yeah,
All in good time.
yeah.
He said he's going to be back here on the 11th. So I'm going to make it my mission to get you to go out with a mask, obviously, because it's almost law.
Pretty much.
It's kind of the law. So really, the law is protecting your health.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for stepping in.
Like,
We talked about all sorts of, well, I mean, you guys just listened to it.
yeah. Army stuff, comedy, just kind of, no, it's pretty neat.
Did it make you miss people?
It did. I mean, it was just kind of like seeing a friend we hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always interesting
like,
checking in with somebody that's off doing their own thing.
Yeah. And it wasn't like he was in Iowa. I'd forgotten he was in Georgia.
Right.
So that was like another time thing.
When you missed the going away party.
I did, yes.
Because of all the cancer stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
But he had kind of like a... Yeah. I heard it was fun, you know, and it was more of a roast kind of thing.
It was great.
It was
and
like,
probably the biggest turnout that we've had for a stand-up thing.
Oh, nice.
Period.
Yeah.
There was a ton of people there. Yeah. I probably took a couple pictures that I intended to show you, but I don't think I ever showed you.
Boo.
But they're still on my phone.
Here
you know why? Because I have an iPhone and it's reliable.
Shots fired.
That's right.
Nice.
What is today? Today is November
3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th.
7th. We're gonna call it the 8th.
We'll call
because
it the 8th.
That's the day that it actually is.
The Ocho.
That November the Ocho.
Yes.
By the end of November, I'm going to make a bold prediction.
New president. We're there.
Joe Vaughn,
Oh, no.
by the end of November, is going to have an iPhone.
We'll see.
Yeah, buddy.
I got to have some conversations first.
Oh, it's You're going to have hella conversations
Yeah,
on that
just-
phone. It's going to be clear. It's going to be crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. I want to get the fucking huge one that's like this big. It's like the Pro Max, or I don't know.
As long as you're comfortable with that in your pocket, that's fine.
Have you seen this? Mm-hmm. It's huge.
Well, what's the Pro Max versus that? I haven't looked at the new iPhones.
I'll have to look. It's like 6 something inches, or I don't know how much this is. About this size. It'll be about this size.
If people are just tuning in at
I'm
this
holding
point,
him, yeah.
it's a little weird. You remember Crystal Pepsi?
Clear Pepsi?
Crystal Pepsi.
No, wasn't it clear?
It was clear.
Yeah.
It looked like Sprite, but it's called
Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi.
I don't think I lived it. Like I remember it, like
Yeah.
maybe in commercials and pop culture. I don't think I lived it. Like bought
It's
one.
very interesting. Here's the thing. It would be cool if you could buy a can of that now, like from back in the day, and it was still good. That way I could let you try it.
Right.
However, I believe there's this thing that happens with food products.
FDA.
They go back. They go bad a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, I brought this water down here. I might as well drink it.
Wow. It's like a real talk show.
So a big shout out to Shane. Thank you for
Yes,
joining us.
that was so much
And
fun.
We will hopefully see him again soon.
Yeah.
And I think that we're going to call it because nobody wants to hear from us anymore
Right.
today. Maybe in a
That's
few
it.
days we'll be back.
Maybe a few days. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got to live a little. Have enough.
Do you have any words of wisdom to leave our listeners with this week?
Hold on tight. Enjoy your week, because I think we're at that point where we have a lack of stuff to talk about
Yeah,
compared to last week.
I suppose. Yeah,
You know,
things have kind of simmered.
Yeah. So just treat yourself and enjoy the week. See where it goes.
My words of wisdom are going to be a little contradictory. You said hold on tight. I'm going to say hold on loosely
But don't let go.
and don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're going to lose control.
That's right.
Is it cling?
Sure. 38 special.
Whatever.
I saw them on
I
Ragbri.
thought it was cling.
Sure. Okay. Alexa.
Alexa, play the song Hold On Loosely.
Here's Hold On Loosely by 38 Special on Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop.
Gonna lose control.
Yeah, but if you cling, I got it.
All right. Okay.
That was the one I was worried about.
You think yeah, you did. Yeah.
But then you're gonna lose control.
Gonna.
Those are my words of wisdom. We'll talk
There
to
it
you guys
is.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.